Alright guys, it's Ben and Joe, aka Casper and Stoppin here from CodeNamePizza, and welcome to episode 4 of Zombiepedia on Riese. So guys, welcome to Riese. This map is set in 1945 and it's German for the Giant. It's also known as the Zombie Factory.
Now, Riese is actually one of the main maps that gives away a lot of the storyline that we've come to now follow in Zombies. This is where the main foundations of the story were really laid. Now, you find out a lot about the storyline through the radios. When you listen to the messages on them, they'll tell you a lot about what's coming up in the zombie storyline. Now, Riese is a special map because it actually gives away the main plot of the zombies story, which is Dr. Maxis and his daughter Samantha with their dog Fluffy actually being pushed or locked into the transporter room by Dr. Richtofen. This then causes Samantha to get transported to Griffin Station on the moon and Dr. Maxis to some other dimension. With regards to the dog Fluffy, at this point she was already a hellhound from previous experiments with teleportation. Now, that is why when the hellhounds come into the map, you actually see the teleporter field or energy ball around them. Now, there has been suggestions that Fluffy was actually pregnant at the time that she was experimented on, which explains why there's a pack of hellhounds that appear rather than just one. Now, hellhounds do actually look different. Like the zombies, they look slightly different between each other. The hellhounds are the same. Some of them are more burnt, some of them are maybe thinner, or some of them are bigger, beastier. Some of them walk different. Some of them are actually on fire, some aren't on fire. Now, these are just all different alternatives of the hellhounds. They actually all do the same thing, apart from the ones on fire actually explode, and that's the way they try and kill the players, by also jumping at them. But the ones that aren't on fire just jump at the players and end up, when they've been killed, they just go on the ground.
So guys, another one of these radios actually starts talking about the Wunderwaffe and says how the experiment to actually create that went really well. And also, to do with this, they say that they need more element 115 to sustain these tests that they're trying to do regarding the teleporters and the tests to do other wonder weapons, but they've run out of the element and they need to find more supply. They then go on to say that you can find a large supply of this element 115, or 115 as they say, from Groom Lake, Nevada, which we now know to be the place where you start in Moon and then teleport to the Moon. Now, Riese is actually kind of like the training ground for Group 935, and this is the 4 characters that we know from World at War and Black Ops 1. They were sent there to do these tests to kind of enhance the human form and create this Nazi secret weapon and make an overall super soldier, so then the Nazis could win this war. And obviously these tests went horribly wrong, and this is why we now have zombies.
Now, it's pretty safe to assume that the zombies outbreak actually happened at Riese before we arrived there. This is indicated by the help and SOS signs that you can see on the rooftops. Now, although this is the 4th map in the franchise, it's not actually the 4th map in the storyline. It's actually the 1st. This is where the outbreak actually started. So it's pretty safe to assume that the zombies that you see in Nakda and in Shinonuma actually are the escalation of the outbreak rather than the source.
Riese was the testing map for the Easter eggs that we know and love today, where we play hide and seek with Samantha and the teddy bears around the map. Now, all you've got to do is shoot this control panel, and then you start playing the game of hide and seek with Samantha, and there are 2 teddy bears and 1 monkey bomb that you've got to either knife or shoot or throw a grenade at. Now, it's very simple, but the concept was there and people enjoyed it. That is why we've got Easter eggs today. When you shoot the 2 teddy bears and the monkey bomb, you then get a message off Samantha saying you lose, game over. Then that message got updated to you win, but before that, when it said you lose, it led people to believe that they're doing something wrong, and it took a lot of time for people to work out that there was nothing else to actually do in that map surrounding hide and seek.
Now, this was a map that was actually first to feature the Pack-a-Punch machine and the teleporters. Also, the Bowie knife. This is interesting because the Bowie knife then led people to believe that there could be future melee weapon alternatives, as we've seen since there has been with items such as the sickle and the galvanucles.
Now there is quite a few other hidden little secrets in this map, a lot of them being Illuminati symbols and pieces of paper, and we're going to take you through a little adventure of Riese and show you them one by one. Now the first one that you actually come across is in the spawn area under some grates on the floor, not grapes. Grates. Now this actually translates to Edward, it's time, kill Maxis. Now this could actually take us back to our previous video where we suggested that there was a higher power above Richtofen at the moment and Samantha back in Black Ops 1 and World at War. Now the next piece of information we want to tell you about is in the Thompson room, and this brick is actually going to go into the ground, revealing a piece of paper when you hit the action button on it. Now this piece of paper just tells you about the discovery of element 115 and goes into a little bit of detail about that. Now the third piece of information we want to tell you is in this room here. Now you can see it with the sniper rifle, but we chose to just no clip in to show you straight away. And it basically just translates from Illuminati into English as help.
Also featured in this map is a picture of Kino de Toten. Now at the time we didn't know it was Kino de Toten, but now we do. Originally Kino de Toten was scheduled to be released with World at War, but wasn't finished in time, so therefore was released with Black Ops 1. Another picture that features is a zombie in front of the Eiffel Tower. We now know that this never came to fruition and the map was never released. Although half finished, they decided to feature the map that was supposed to be Paris on the moon.
Now once again we get another song from Elena Sigmund in this map titled The Beauty of Annihilation, and you actually gain access to this song by going over to these test tubes and holding down the use button on all three that are dotted around the map.
Alright guys, that is it for another episode of Zombiepedia, and that is it for the World at War map packs. So join us next time when we move over to Black Ops, and we're going to head over to Kino de Toten. If you like what you just saw, then hit that like button. If you've got any comments, then please leave them below, and become the latest member of the Pizza Club by hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and peace out.